Welcome back, everybody. It's time to find out which one of these two epic, stellar teams is going to take the lead.
Unbelievable series so far. My boy Dark, he does go down to Kirikiri, showing some great performances today, as well as Sue, bringing out a bit of a funky build there with the Proxy Hatch, able to take down a huge Terran Titan in Maru. Even though we can call him Titan, his song is very lighthearted. He's a small guy, a very nice guy as well, but his play is unbelievable. But today, not able to take that win.
You know, you don't have to stand tall to be a Titan. Definitely Maru, one of the great Terran Titans, the great Terran greats. I said great twice, please forgive. But going into this one, I think this is everyone's favorite matchup of the night. You and I both unanimously agreed that we were really looking forward to this one. It's on Overgrowth. Let's introduce $O$SOS.
Some sick hype music right now going in for this guy. He has one of the top win ratios in all of Pro League out of anyone. I mean, this guy is 64-27. He is playing versus Terran today, which is his worst actually matchup. Actually, if you talk about just stats, like if you look at only Pro League stats here, it's 11-9. The other matchups are 17-4 versus Zerg and 36-14 versus Protoss. This guy is one of the best we have. He was one of the most winning Protosses of last season. He was also the MVP of last week for his unbelievable hallucination build against a Terran.
Yeah, and winning that same matchup against his opponent. This guy is known for his macro, known for his SCV pulls. This guy is actually great when it comes to the SCV pull on the 3 bases, pulling the boys as it's called. Sometimes a 3 ghost, sometimes a 2-port Viking, but his predictability has been his weakness. Sometimes looks like a lost and confused robot when things don't go his way in the mid game. Let's see if today he can actually beat SOS, who's been outfoxing Terrans left and right.
Yeah, I've been loving these smart Protosses that are beginning to show up, like Super, Myungshik, SOS. These guys that just outplay their opponents, and SOS is one of them. He's shown it time and time and again. INnoVation, he's going to have to do something different this time, or else make it perfect against SOS.
Perfect, I think, the best way to call it, man. Let's go into game number 3. Find out which one of these two teams is going to take the lead.
Down here in the bottom left, in the red, the Protoss player for Jin Air Green Wings, it is SOS.
And his opponent to the top right in blue. SKT's first Terran fielded today. It's INnoVation. It's the EXO clan, as in just making fun of INnoVation again for resembling the band EXO, which
making fun of or just appreciating his beauty, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, just trying to further this myth that INnoVation actually appears to be an EXO member.
I don't know, man. I don't see it, but we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, I didn't tweet any pics yet. I do actually have several pictures of EXO on my hard drive now because I was trying to whip up some possible connections. I actually have like a billboard in my house, you know, with thumbtacks with all these EXO pictures, different pictures of INnoVation. I'm trying to draw the resemblance. I've yet to come to the proper conclusion. It's really embarrassing. I hope no one comes to my house.
It's a hard case to crack, man. I just haven't seen it. But anyway, I mean, just going into this game, pretty standard here for INnoVation so far. Getting the racks down on the gas. Not going to go gasless. No CC first shenanigans. It is Overgrowth as well. 2-player map. One of the shortest rush distances we have. So, of course, got to worry about stuff like that.
We do. And this map is there's several different proxy locations for Stargates, for example, Twilight Councils, DTs. The Reaper build is pretty good for figuring all that stuff out. Also finding the third pylon location in the main base. We are going to see that Reaper for this reason. Let's see how he decides to use it. By the way, I want to point out a recent change to our UI. And no, it's not about the hit point bars, but it's that the gas to the top right actually displays in green. I like that a lot. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, we're getting a look at the first-person views, guys. We've received a lot of positive feedback about this. I love it myself as well. I know you do, Wolf, as well. And you just get to see like how crazy fast these guys actually are. These are Kespa Terrans and Protosses that are just all over the map at every point of the game.
I just wanted to point out the shift queuing you could see from these players with their workers to build those town halls is so fast you could barely see it. The SCV instantly clicked, right-clicked, shift-clicked on the minerals to go mine immediately afterwards. The probe, I don't even know what he clicked that on, man. It was so fast. Now, this Zealot is trying to find his way back across the map. The Reaper will greet him here. Great usage of the line of sight blocker. And, ooh, it's going to be a proxy factory. I like it. INnoVation changing it up already. Both of these SK2 players in INnoVation and Dark using the opposite styles than what you'd expect. And then even we saw Sue doing something totally crazy. So this team is bringing their A game, and they're bringing the builds, the strats that are tricky. They're going to trip you up.
You know, INnoVation, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was the guy who went for the proxy Stargate on this map as well. It may not have been INnoVation, but one of our Terrans also did this, maybe becoming more of a standard thing amongst Terrans that are playing here in Pro League. And just proxying the buildings in that exact location. I remember the Stargate, or rather the Starport was. But again, we're just going to have to wait and see how this build does flesh out. So far, a bit of an aggressive push by SOS, trying to come in here with the Mothership Core, but taking a bit of damage, only getting one Marine.
Incredible control, by the way, on this Zealot. Not only did he keep it alive against the Reaper in the middle of the map using the line of sight blocker very deftly, he was even able to get it nearly to the natural to scout. Now it's been protected by the Mothership Core. That's MVP Zealot right there, man. And this Reaper might actually go down. 2 more shots. 1 more, he escapes.
He escapes, and he's running away, man, towards that third base, towards that proxy that he's got going over here. He has proxied both the factory and the starport here, so going...
2 more shots. He's going to lose it.
Not what you want at one tap, and here you have no further scouting information on the map right now, and he's just going to have to move out with this. He's already got 1 Widowmine out. He's making a second one as well as a medevac here. He goes for a scan. He does see that robotics facility.
A great scan. By the way, the Marine move out is spotted. This doesn't look like anything crazy just yet. It is just an early Marine move out. But he's going to be able to damage this so heavily before the units can actually arrive. In fact, they won't arrive because he went and hit some of his Marines because he wanted to trap the Stalkers on line of sight blocker. But hold that thought. While those Stalkers are away, the Widowmine comes out to play. 1 in the natural. Good splitting here by SOS. Nexus Cannon goes down. He should be able to eliminate this medevac. And look at that. He got the Observer, though, with a splash.
That was not good. He's going to have to immediately make another one here. He's got 1. Or rather, no, that's the units lost tab there. He is making another one here. He's going to need that for the detection, of course, for the Widowmines that are burrowed here. And we have a bunker going down on the opposite side of this natural. He's making a tank as well. He's trying to set up a position here, get that tank, and deny mining here at the natural.
Oh, a bit of a mistake. Not dealing with this just yet. Does eat another kill. I mean, it could have been worse. Suppose he actually I just wanted to distract myself. I mean, he probably actually knew that he couldn't dodge that. Would have been too perfect for him to get none. Well, that pylon is going to go down here. And the Stalkers are trying to find an angle, but without Blink, and even with Blink, with that bunker there, it's going to be very difficult to assault this position. He's trying to find an angle at the back of the tank. He might even start picking off on add-ons. Needs to be careful, though. It's a lot of Marines in the bunker. Just going to engage this. Gets the tank, but there's another tank here, so was it worth it? I don't think so.
For 3 Stalkers, I'm not so sure. I mean, he could have pushed from the back while going for some harass at the front, you know, with the Colossi that's coming out here, as well as that Immortal. Maybe just waited for those 2 units to come out here and then go for the attack, but deciding to take out 1 tank before it gets too big.
Yep. And with the Stalker back here as well to help out. It's tough to engage, But, you know, if there were 2 tanks out, maybe you would have had a harder time. I can actually I like the decision, personally, to kill it with the 3 Stalkers. I originally didn't like it, but the more I think about it, if 2 Stalkers get up in that fortified position, or 2 Siege Tanks, excuse me, get up in that fortified position, it takes even more than that many Stalkers to handle the problem. Well, that Assimilator is getting pretty low. Range only halfway done. He's getting a Warp Prism. May decide to just Bulldog on top of that Siege Tank, but it could be for a counterattack and or a DT drop.
Yeah, man. No third base coming up here so far. He has stopped at 52 probes, and he is making a bunch of units, or rather a bunch of gateways coming out here, as well as that Dark Shrine. I think we're going to see a bit of a mixed attack here, a bit of an aggressive attack, but oh no, this Immortal is a bit out of position after getting that bunker down, but he does save it.
Very careful control by both players. Bunker gets salvaged. Factory's back on the way home. And, you know, it was worth it to get that Siege Tank for sure. Pulled the Immortal away. He knew that Siege Tank was low on health from earlier. We have Blink on the way. Things are really getting fleshed out here. We're going to see a 3rd Nexus. There it goes. And let's see how much damage does this Warp Prism get done, because INnoVation is sending a lot of units away right now.
Yep, that is the question. He's going to warp in some Dark Templar right as that comes down here. He could also warp in some Zealots and then drop them in and then warp in Dark Templar, but deciding to wait for the Dark Templar here as well. Sending down 1 Marine there out of that drop to kill that pylon while he goes for the drop, but of course this has scouted the drop, and he will be pushed away.
Yep, Drop's just trying to find a way out now. He doesn't know if Blink's done. Just got to be careful. Now this DT over here at the 3rd base might actually just be there to deny a possible 3rd CC being made. Could also walk in later. He wants to assess the situation with this TT at the natural, see if there's any turrets. Meanwhile, he's catching a drop in the middle of the map. Oh,
there's a turret there at the natural. So actually this DT will get scouted, but he actually does not have the concussive shells to slow it down enough.
He could just target this turret. Oh, well, he's actually just going to not even have to do that.
Yeah,
he's
he doesn't
going to get
have
a ton
to.
of damage.
He's
There's
got
no units at home.
2 DTs in the main. Already 14 SCVs going down. That is a lot of damage here. He will not save it so far.
And all those units that were across the map didn't get anything done. They got shut down. So no damage done here. And already now, a scan being forced. 3rd base for SOS is completed. He can send those probes over there whenever he feels comfortable. Worker count right now, 58 to 45, massively in favor of SOS. Upgrade-wise, there is that INnoVation lead. But with Chrono Boost, this can change. And so many gates going up, Valdez, as you were mentioning before. Now he's going up to 8 in total.
Yeah, he's going to have that charge here. He already has Blink and a lot of Colossi. He's got 3 in the mix here, whereas only 4 Vikings for INnoVation so far. He has identified these Colossi being produced, though, and he is making about 3 at a time of these Vikings. Could go up to 4 at a time if he gets that reactor on that 2nd starport. But at the same time, SOS just sending in some Zealots from the side here for the scout.
Yep, looks like just 1. Check the 3rd base location. INnoVation being tricky, though, is going to take the 3rd that's below his main instead. Fortified position that he can then use to attack from. A bit of a misclick there on those Marines, so a few SCVs do fall. But to the bottom right, you see this push is coming. The hammer is being swung. Is this Colossus count enough? He's going to have the +1, but INnoVation will have the armor to counteract that. It's all about the Viking hits here and the control of INnoVation. Yep. Charge is not done.
Overgrowth is a map, of course, that you can get those Vikings in a great position to snipe down those Colossi. But the Blink is pretty key here. He's got a decent amount of Stalkers, and he can definitely protect those Colossi as long as he uses good micro with the Blink to protect them.
Oh, a turret's up. He has a few bio units. Good reaction to pull away, but he just continues to attack multiple locations at once. INnoVation has units as 3rd now, but not at his natural. So more SCVs go down. He's even landing Vikings to defend. Huge engagement here. INnoVation does a big stim. Tanks quite a bit of damage while those Stalkers are struggling to kill the Vikings in time. Several Colossi going now. That's a lot of bio underneath those Vikings. He's pushing through.
Yep. So many Marauders pushing through at the same time. He has to snipe down those Colossi if he can. Those are the key units here. If you take them out, it's going to take away a lot of the power of this Protoss army.
Absolutely is. He gets all of them with some great control here and then walks away. A ton of SCVs went down during all of this. He's down to 46 to 65. So even though he lost a lot of those expensive units in the Colossi, he's still got a solid economy. He can replace them, and in fact has a huge bank, which I think part of which he'll continue to use to harass. As we're seeing here, even just sending it across into that army. Might force a scan or two out of Maru. Looks like he's going to send it, though, to the third base. These Zealots get intercepted as well.
Yep. Very nicely done by INnoVation. After he went for that attack, he just swung around the left side of the map. He knew there were pylons over there before. He just wanted to get rid of them. He couldn't do it earlier on, so he's like, okay, I can swing around, get the pylons, come back, defend, and then go for another push. And that's probably what we're going to see here.
There's no armory, and he lost his factory. Could become a problem. Might just try to end the game, though, with an SCV pull.
Yeah, you know, there's only one Colossus in this mix so far. He's trying to squeeze out that second one. He's making a second robotics facility right now, but INnoVation is trying to not give him that time.
All right, let's see if he pulls the boys after this next wave of aggression. Doesn't look like he wants to since he's starting a factory back at home. 1 DT is going to help out here a little bit as long as he stays outside the range of that scan. This Nexus is taking a lot of damage. It does fall a blink forward onto the Vikings, but with that damage being done, INnoVation is just going to cut his losses, retreat here. And things are looking pretty rough for SOS right now.
Yeah, he desperately needs that third Nexus right now. He needs to have that mining. He's running out of mining even in the main base right now. He needs to have that extra base. Whereas INnoVation back at home, he's got that third base pretty comfortably here. But again, the one thing, like you mentioned before, he, I believe, has still not made that armory.
Oh.
He's just going to try to end it right now before the 2-2 comes up of the Protoss here.
I think this is a great choice. Everything is crippled for SOS right now. His Colossus count is not enough. He's got a massive amount of medevacs here. If he can isolate these Colossi, that will end the game. And here we go. A huge stem on all those Marauders, 20 plus of them. SCV's coming a bit late to the party, but another scan goes down, revealing that DT. That Colossus, no chance to escape here. And this appears to be way too much bio.
He's got such a great position here. He can even land those Vikings if he wants. He takes out that Mothership Core. There are 2 more Colossi on the way, but it doesn't matter. GG is called. INnoVation has done it. He's taken out SOS.
Changed up his style, played differently. He still had his signature, and by signature I really mean he signed his way out of that game, but still knows exactly when to pull the SCVs. It's a strength that he's had since the beginning of his dominance in StarCraft 2, and SOS was on the back foot. SOS was the defender. Yeah, he did do a lot of harassment, which was actually really impressive, and he spent a lot of resource on that, resources that weren't always being used in his defenses, but INnoVation played differently, and normally SOS is the one who comes out and starts to put on a little bit of pressure, puts a Terran on the back foot. In recent times, especially in that recent hallucination game that we saw against TY, but INnoVation's the one who changes up this time, keeps SOS on the defensive, hits a good timing. Very good micro, and also a great unit ratio, getting those Vikings out as early as possible.
Yeah, it was really just about hitting him earlier. He was able to do enough damage with one of his earlier pushes before SOS was able to get a huge Colossi count, because he knew, like, as a Protoss, if you are going for drops with the DTs and you are spending that much money on doing that and trying to harass me, you're not going to have as much units back at home. And if you can defend without taking that many losses, I mean, he did take a bunch of SCV losses. I think it was like 14, but again, it's a Terran. He's able to get 3 meals at a time. He had that third CC. He's able to just slowly ramp back up and take good engagements on SOS's turf, constantly put on that pressure, and not give him any breathing room.
Well, the two victors sit together, share a smile as they go into what could be the final match of this epic matchup today. Rogue versus Classic. Rogue on a tear in recent times.